Today, I'm going to unbox and take a quick look at Joan of Arc, Orléans, Draw and Write. Now, this is a weekday, and on my weekdays, I normally cover war games. So is this a war game? Not even close. This is Joan of Arc, Orléans, which is basically adaptation or a expansion or extrapolation, probably better way to look at it, of Orléans, which was a very well-respected Euro game, which is kind of a bag builder. You're drawing chits or counters or followers, and then you're taking actions based off of them. I do not have that game, but I've read about it, seen play, and it's considered a very well-respected game and highly rated on Board Game Geek. Well, what they did is they took Orléans and they adapted it to a draw and write mechanism, as many publishers and designers are apt to do these days. They're taking Euro games and making them into a roll and write or a draw and write or what have you. The draw aspect is you're going to still be drawing followers, I believe, and taking actions based off of that. So that is why we're here today. Well, why are we here today? It's not a war game. I still did not explain that. Well, today is May 30th, and on this day, Joan of Arc was put to death, was burned at the stake. Joan of Arc was a very key figure in the 100 Years' War, which actually lasted longer than 100 years, which was basically an extended or protracted conflict between England and France. But she was put on trial for heresy at Rouen on January 9th, 1431. She was accused of having blasphemed by wearing men's clothes, of acting upon visions that were demonic, and refusing to submit her words and deeds to the church because she claimed she would be judged by God alone. And she claimed the demonic visions were that she claimed to have talked to God, or God spoke to her directly. So it was a long, protracted trial. That was in January, and she was eventually submitted. And there's a lot of Catholic law involved in this, and how you submit, or abjuration and stuff like that I'm not as up on. But public heresy is a capital crime, and so she had to be put to executed, and so she was burned at the stake on May 30th, in 1431. So yeah, long time ago, but it's been portrayed a lot in movies and books and what have you, and in games. Not in this game, but in other games. And I've covered some of those over time. You can look at my playlist there. But I called out these movies before. This is a mini-series, which is not bad. It's a little protracted. I don't know how accurate it is, but it's a whole mini-series on it. This one I prefer a little bit better because it's got a lot of action. It's by a French director. I like the actress. She was in the Resident Evil series and in Fifth Element. She is the Fifth Element. And so this got some pretty good battle scenes in here as well. And interesting in this one, the voice of God, or the personification of God, is Dustin Hoffman. So imagine that. So anyway, so there's your Kilroy Goes to the Movies. And your kind of day in history, and we get a game too. How about that? I generally like roll and writes, probably not as much as my probably more than what my family likes them. But one reason I picked this one up because it's 1 to 5 players, so this is something you can solo. And when you're solo, you're going up against Joan of Arc herself. So looking at the back of the box here. In the year 1429, in the middle of the 100 Years' War, a brave and bold young woman supported by the Dauphin manages to successfully fight against the English invaders and liberate the French. The legend of Joan of Orleans is born. So this is basically a new draw and write game in the Orléans universe. In Joan of Arc, you will increase your influence in Orléans and the surrounding areas with the help of people from everyday life. You can accumulate goods, or would you rather focus on expansion? But don't forget progress. And of course, money is an important resource as well. So I have no idea what this has to do with Joan of Arc, but you know. In the solo game, the heroic Joan of Arc tries everything in her power to win against you. The successful fighter won't make it easy for you. So you play against Joan of Arc herself. So this is 1429. So this is before she gets burned at the stake. I doubt that is... Oops, sorry about that. Any of that is portrayed in this game. This is a family game, right? Here I am talking about heresy and blasphemy and being burned at the stake. Children's show. All right, so the box is a little thin, but you know it's fine. It's thin in width, but also in the walls are not that thick. But you know you don't need that thick. It's a draw and write. What do you want? Here are the rules, which tap out at 12 pages. We'll take a look at those. Let's look. Oh, you have counters that pop out relatively easy, as you can see right there. They're popping out already. And they're decent counters. I mean, they're decent. I wonder if these are the ones you're going to be drawing. Not bad. Good thickness there. And they are double-sided, whether they need to be or not. I mean, you're just pulling them, so I think only the picture on one side it would probably suffice. Here are your pads, which is really the game board, or the key to the game is writing on these pads. Can I ever get these straight? All right, there we go. That's straight there. And they are double-sided, so that's cool. So you can reuse them, or not reuse them, but use them twice at least. And there you go. If you're familiar with Orléans, maybe this makes a little more sense for you. You have some pencils. They give you pencils because it is a draw and write. You get a bag to pull stuff out of. So, yeah, not a lot of contents here, right? There's the things I think you're going to be pulling. There's where you're going to be writing on it. That's what you're going to be writing with. And then you get these cards here. Let's get these started so we can look at them. And this is what you're drawing. You're drawing and then making decisions based off of this. Are you drawing out of the bag or drawing from these cards? I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. So those are different. Cards are good. They're decent. They're not super thick, not too stiff. Not bad. Again, I don't know if there's a lot of shuffling or anything in this game, so I don't know if you need to sleeve these or not. They're a little bit thinner than normal, so I think you have to get special sleeves for these. At least they feel that way. And it's basically an economic game, it looks like, right? You're going to be kind of building a town or doing stuff at the town. So there's a confessional box. So we got to get some religion in here. Okay. All righty. There you have it. So, yeah, there's the components for Joan of Arc, Orléans, write, what is it again? Draw and write. I keep on getting it messed up. There you have it. Not a lot to see. Oh, whoa. I was going to look at the rules, wasn't I? What am I doing, Robert? Kilroy. Got to look at the rules here. Let's put that underneath there so you at least see it a little bit better. Put the baggie there. Let's look at the rules. It said 12 pages. And what do we have here? There's all your components, and there's your setup. Doesn't look like you need to do a lot of setup on this. There's the game round. Perform one standard action. Sounds easy enough. And the rules are a lot all over the place. But, I mean, you've got a lot of art down here at the bottom, so a lot of kind of wasted space there. Perform one location action, fill one beneficial deed, follower circle, end of game and scoring. Then you have additional rules here. Then you have the solo game. So quite a bit of rules on the solo game. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 2.5 pages, and then you have some information on locations, more of a reference there. So yeah, there's as much on the solo game, 2.5, and the regular game is 7 rules, 7 pages. So not bad at all here. I'm interested in getting into this. So there, now you have it. Now that is what you get in a box of Joan of Arc, Orléans, drawn right. I am interested in trying this out. It's kind of weird. I'm trying this out before I tried out Orléans. But the fact that this is solo and the fact that it's a drawn right, so those are kind of usually easier to get into and quicker to play. That's the reason for it. So got a lot to look at today. You got a draw and write game. You've got some movies to go check out and see which one you like better. And you also have, remembering Joan of Arc and her deeds and her death on this day, on May 30th, 1431. Take care, all. Thanks for watching.